Let's try some Essence makeup. I've never tried that many Essence products. I think the only one I've tried before is the like brow gel that was pretty popular on YouTube a couple years ago, and I had no complaints about that product. For a lot of categories, I kind of just keep buying what I know, but I had an urge recently to learn a little bit more about the current offerings at the drugstore, and Essence has a lot of vegan products. They're a cruelty-free brand, and when I started kind of looking into what they have, there was a lot of things that I was like, oh, I've heard about that, or, oh, that looks really exciting. So I have a bunch of things here. Some of them I've been trying, some of them I haven't tried yet, and we're gonna try together today for the first time. Let me show you what I got. I got the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is the shade 10, Be My Highlight. I'm pretty sure I've been hearing Kathleen Lights talk about this forever, and I was like, why have I never tried this product? I can always go for like a good, oh yeah, you see the swatch now. A good like glow from within type of highlight. I'm not looking for something at this point that's like a strip of bright foil, but I do like a subtle glowy look. And because of what that product promised, I was like, let me try other cheek products too and see if I can have like an all over kind of like glowy cheek. I love glowy cheek products. This is their blush. It's like the Pure Nude line also. This is the shade 05 Pretty Peach. I did see these in store before I bought them. Like I saw them in store in Ulta. And this one I thought looked the best for me. I think based on the online swatches, I was thinking about like the rosy one, but I thought this looked like more natural for me. I will say the Essence website, I feel like did a really bad job of showing what some of this stuff was going to look like. For instance, if you go to their bronzer section, there's not much, but this is in there. This is the Pure Nude Sunlighter. This is the shade 40 Be My Sunlight, but it just looks like a slightly, so slightly deeper version of the highlighter, Be My Highlight. It looks like a highlighter for a medium skin tone, not even a deep skin tone. So I was really surprised to see that they're marketing this as a bronzer, and it did look deeper on the website, and then when I got it in person, I was like, really? Yeah, bronzer, highlighter. Like, really? Really, Essence? I also got this contour because the shade of this looked so unique. I feel like in the past, when I was really excited about contouring, I would have killed for like a grayish shade like this. This sounded like the best thing to me. I've since moved away from contouring because I kind of feel like it's one of those things that looks good on camera, but in real life, it looks like a stripe of darkness on your cheek, and I do makeup for real life, and that's my priority. It is an odd, very grayish bronze color, and I will put it on today. I bet for someone with like a different like undertone than I do, this might be what you're looking for, and it might be like a good thing to know that you can get this odd color for like $3 from Essence. But I think it's a pretty slim chance that it's going to become part of like my everyday makeup routine. Also, look at the difference in depth between the contour and the bronzer. It's such a joke that they call it a bronzer. I got their 3 new multi-chrome, I think that's what they're calling them. Oh, Meta Glow Duochrome Eye Pencil. They have 3 colors. I got all 3. I had seen these in store in Ulta and the display on them said vegan, but I guess they must be new to the website and the website didn't say vegan yet, but I trust that if they like made a display that said it, that it is. They had pretty bad reviews on the Ulta website. I think there was 2 reviews, and one of them was like, it's really bad, it doesn't glide, like, I don't know what else. And the other review was more positive, but it was kind of like, they're $3 eyeliners, what do you expect? So I was like, both of these reviews are saying they're not good, but I bought them anyway because I wanted them. And also, I'm always bringing it back to the Danessa Myricks Multichrome eyeliners. Those are like my favorite, and I'm pretty sure those have pretty bad reviews, but I still like them. So I've been using these, and I think they're fabulous. I don't need them to be such a dramatic duochrome, but I like that they're a shimmery eyeliner, and I feel like they bring some like interest to my waterline. That's what I'm looking for. I don't need it to be like too shifting color. So I don't know if those people were initially disappointed that it wasn't like big color shifts. I mean, there are some color shifts. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like the middle one, I can see it's like yellow to pink. The purple one's like a lighter purple to a darker purple. The green one is like a green to pink. I don't think you're seeing this at all, but I can see it, you know, in real life. And also they're light enough that my eyes don't feel closed off. I find it kind of difficult sometimes to find light toned, but like colorful eyeliners. So I've been impressed with those so far. I know people love their mascaras, and I was trying to decide which one to get. I know this, like the Lash Princess is the one that everyone loves, and I'm pretty sure I still have never tried that, but this one had good reviews. This is the Get Big Lashes Volume Curl. I haven't even like looked at the wand yet. Oh, that's a big wand. I learned from doing like a whole mascara video that I'm more interested in the big wands. Like the big wands make me feel like I'm gonna get bigger lashes, but that's not always the case. So we'll see. Haven't tried this yet, but we will try it today. I got this liquid eyeshadow. This is the Luminous Eye Tint in the shade 06 Sparkly Jade. I really like the tone of this. This is just like one of those colors in makeup that I'm always drawn to, like a sparkly light teal. This, I tried out very casually. Like I already had an eye look on, but I was about to wash off my makeup, so I kind of put it on top. And it looked really bad. So who knows? But I'm probably not going to use that today because I got an eyeshadow palette. I was going back and forth on this. I was like, you know, I'm not really like looking for Essence to replace my big collection of like indie single shadows. But I was like, how can I do a whole Essence video and not see the quality of what they have, you know? So they had a couple cute palette options. I ended up getting the Miami one, not just because I love Miami, but because the color selection in it looked really nice. And I will say, like, the quality of the palette, it feels like a nice cardboard palette. And inside you can see there's a couple neutrals, but there's mostly colors. And I haven't tried this yet, but I think it looks like a nice palette. I like that there's a couple like pairings of colors, and I feel like that makes it way more beginner friendly as opposed to a palette where all of the colors are kind of like, you know, existing in different planes and there's no clear way to put them together. This seems like kind of easy looks. You can put these together, you can put these together, you can put some of the purples together, you can ground it with neutrals. So hopefully the quality is okay. And then I got this one lipstick. This is the Slim Stick. It says it's a 6-hour long-lasting lipstick. I got the shade Over the Nude, which is 102. I was having a lot of trouble with these lip products. I was kind of like, I want to get something to wear in the video, but it's really hard to tell from their website what the colors are going to look like, so I was trying to like look on Google for pictures. I don't know. We'll try this on later, but I'm not really so sure about it. And then I had ordered a lip liner, and I had ordered a lip gloss that wasn't going to be for this video, it was going to be for a different video, and those two things didn't come. Instead of them, I got this Chili Vanilla lip mask. It smells very lightly like vanilla. I haven't tried it. I did email them about those two products, and they were like, do you want a refund or a replacement? And I was like, a replacement please, but I haven't heard back like to confirm that they're going to send them or whatever, so I'm just going to proceed without the lip liner, but that was a little annoying. Okay, let's zoom in. I put my eye primer on. I think we should start with the eyeshadow palette because that's where I start with normally. Okay, let's get this plastic off. Oh, it's like taped on. I thought that was going to be instantly satisfying, but instead it's going to be me scraping my nail against some tape. Oh, and actually, as I'm looking at my nail scraping against this plastic, I'm remembering there was actually one more product. I don't know where the jar is, but it's my nail polish. I bought this from Essence. It's the shade like Chili something, and I was like, I'm down for like a good red nail polish. So I painted them yesterday. I really like the color. It's like a nice, rich red. And this is one coat. This was really pigmented nail polish. I feel like sometimes doing my nail polish, I probably would do more than one coat anyway, but I was so curious to like just see, like to be able to say that it's just one coat. It did really well. It did chip a little bit by the tips. I was like playing on a playground and filming a bunch of videos yesterday, so you know, it's not horrible. Sometimes like my nails would be more chipped than this the day after painting them, and I'm like, I literally did nothing. So that's okay. So yeah, review on nail polish so far, I like it. Okay, I got one side of it off. Please come off easy. Okay. I don't know exactly what look to do. So I don't think any of these shimmers are going to be like delicious, amazing lid shimmers. I am curious about like why this one is speckled like that. I guess we could just see. Ooh, I like that it's like a sheeny coral. Okay. I'm also quite curious about this pink. Ooh, that's a nice metallic. I felt the texture on it when I was dipping into there, and I do like that. You know, nothing indie quality, but like, okay. Okay. Let's just wing it. I want to try this one. It has like a little ice cream cone imprinted in it, or like a milkshake or something. Very cute. I want to try that for my crease. Okay. Huh. It's okay. I think it feels a little bit more gray toned than I was expecting from looking at it. And I also don't feel like it blends beautifully. I felt like it kind of was flicking off and sticking, and I don't know. This feels like a nitpick because like it looks fine, but I know what it feels like when you put on a matte that just like performs wonderfully off the bat. And this one, I feel like it performs okay. Maybe I'm being dramatic. Like it looks fine, but I feel like a better matte kind of like fluffs into the area it's supposed to be in, and this kind of like, I don't know, stayed a little bit more. It's okay. You know, maybe since the shimmers don't seem to be that great, I'll just kind of like do a look with mostly mattes, and then I can do that liquid eyeshadow just so we can see what the deal is. I'm dipping into that purple now. Okay. This is fine. I've definitely used worse purples that like had way more fallout, or they like kind of blend away to nothing. This is nice that it retained its pigment even with me like fluffing around it. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna try the teal also, just for fun. This felt like more pigmented picking up. Let's see. Okay, that seems fine also. It did kind of like blend down quite a bit. You know, kind of like came together a little bit watercolory, but I've used worse. I've used better also though. It's kind of a pretty effect to have those two together. Okay, let's try that like satiny peachy one for the inner part. Yeah, I don't know, I still just feel like it's all okay. I like how it looks in like this part of my eye. I feel like it gives like a nice sheen there. It's not a very pigmented color, but it probably would have worked in my crease. I feel like shadows with some like satinness or like sheen to them tend to blend a little bit better. So if there's a brand where the mattes aren't like blending out the way you want them to, a shimmer might work better in place of a matte. And actually, maybe in that vein, I'll try some of this like metallic pink over the end of it, like where I have that purple. Okay, that looks pretty. That picks up nicely. Feel like that shadow in particular, though, is giving me a lot more fallout. I think mostly what I like about this is the color. Look at all that fallout. Ugh. I hope you guys see what I mean. Sometimes I'm like insecure that what I'm saying doesn't match the impression you're getting from what you're seeing. I mean, I guess that's the fun of videos anyway, that you don't have to agree with my takeaways if I'm giving you the raw data of you seeing how it applies onto my eyes. But I found none of these shadows to be particularly impressive. I think that dark purple impressed me the most, but impressed me in comparison to the other shades. I think the look of the color of that pink is pretty, but it definitely would not be worth all of this fallout. I also think the look of the peach on the inner part is pretty, but it's nothing that, like, I need to happen. Like, if this, like, my first impression is that if this palette zapped out of my hands, I would be like, oh, okay. Let's see about this liquid shadow. I am nervous considering what I told you before. It's very wet. What if I just dab it down and then I blend it? Do I have a clean brush? Uh-oh. I dabbed too soon. All right, this seems clean enough. In the past, when I feel like there was a first wave of liquid shadows in like 2016 or something, like into the sphere of popularity. And at that time, liquid shadows were like the shiniest shades you could get. So that's why it was worth dealing with the hassle of liquid shadows. But now we're in a different point of time where maybe like liquid shadows stayed the same and indie shadows in particular really took off and like innovated and got so sparkly that most of the time for a liquid shadow, there's like no need for it to exist. It just feels harder to work with. I don't really like that cold, wet feeling on my eyelid. This does not look as good as it would have if I put like an indie single shadow on. Like imagine this look with, what's that Divina shade that I like? Earth Shine. I love this type of color, which is what attracted me to this liquid eyeshadow. See that difference? Like they're both a similar shade, but Earthshine is so much shinier than this liquid shadow is, and it's so much easier to work with because it's a, you know, a pressed powder. Should I try to do more of this liquid eyeshadow? I feel like I have to. Everything looks so messy. Okay, so that time I just tapped it out with my finger instead of tapping it out with the brush, and it did seem to retain some more pigment, but again, it is layered over the top layer. It's also harder to control when I'm just tapping it out with my finger, so I don't have as neat of like a crease. Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this so much. It feels so icky. I'm remembering something else about liquid eyeshadows is that if you try to build them up, it feels so like thick and goopy on my eye, and that's what I'm experiencing right now. I'm not a fan. I hate it. I hate how my eyelids feel. I like how I was like, you know, I think Essence could be good. Did I even say that? I don't know if I said that, but that's kind of the thought process that I went into this video with, and I'm hoping to show you, like, some of the other products I've tried I do think are good, and I'm hoping some of the other products I haven't tried will be good, but these first two products are not it. Okay, I cleaned up my under eyes, and I'm gonna put on my base products that aren't Essence. Okay, base and brows are on. We're gonna move on to cheeks, but I figured I'll put on this lip mask while I'm not doing anything with my lips. You know what I don't like about jars like this? I know some people, I guess some people must like jars like this, but me, with my nails, I don't even have super long nails. I just have like the natural nails that grew out of my nail beds, but I feel like once I dip my finger in, I'm going to have this under my nail. If it was more flush to the top of the thing, I could just like rub against it, but I have to like dip downward. Okay, so I did it. I did it, and I got a very thin layer, but I feel like once this goes down any bit, yeah, very thin layer. Once this goes down any bit, I'm certainly gonna be getting it under my nail. And I would rather just not use it then. I'd rather just use a lip balm with like a different applicator. With an applicator other than me as the applicator. It's funny, looking at myself with this eye look just like this, I'm like, the eye look is kind of cool, but I hate how it feels. Okay, let's start with the bronzer. Even looking at the two of them, I'm like, they look the same to my eye. It looks like I have two of the same product. So, the bronzer. I've worn this a couple times, and I have found it does give me some bronziness. I prefer a very light level of bronziness. As I said before, I'm doing makeup because like I wanna look good in person. So personally, I do like a very light level of bronziness because it doesn't look natural if I have like a super deep bronze around the outskirts of my face. So yeah, I found it does give me like a subtle something, like you could see on camera. But I feel like it's like the perfect situations that make this a usable product for me. If I was any deeper in skin tone, this wouldn't work. For reference, both of my skin products that I use are both fair light. I have like the Shape Tape and my CoverGirl tinted moisturizer. So I feel like if I was even light skin toned, then it wouldn't show up as much as it does on me. And then the other side of it being the perfect storm is the fact that I like a lighter bronzer to begin with. If I was my skin tone, but I preferred to have a more dramatic bronze, then I don't think I could even build this up to be much more dramatic than it is. Oh, I forgot to contour. Uh-oh. So yeah, in conclusion, I feel like it's a very strange choice that they have this and they call it a bronzer and they don't just call it a highlighter. I would bet that most of the people who buy this in store at Ulta are people buying it to be a highlighter. I bet there's a way bigger market for that than there would be for people with light enough skin tone who prefer a light enough bronzer that this works for them as a bronzer. Okay, ideally I would have applied this before the bronzer, but we're just gonna go in because that's how it's going on. This smells very fruity, and I like it. Okay, you see how gray this is? I think this would have blended a little bit better had it not been on top of that bronzer. But I think you can get the gist. Maybe also you're getting the gist of why I stopped wearing contour. I like the smell of it though. Usually I would contour up here also. Let me see how this blends like on my hand. So I don't want to just be talking about the color and not talk about the blendability. I feel like it blends a little patchy, no? Yeah, I don't know about this. Smell? Cool. I'm down with the smell. But I'm not down with this like grayish stripe on me. Possibly for this also, if you were more of a medium skin tone, that this is closer in depth to your skin tone, then it would provide you with that like shadow look. But for me it doesn't, because a shadow on me doesn't really look like that. And then also maybe if it was closer in depth to your skin tone, it wouldn't matter that it's not the most blendable product. But I think I can kind of conclude that it doesn't work for me. And I am not going to continue trying to get it to work for me. Okay, let's move on to the blush. This I've been wearing this week, and I've been quite liking it. This, again, is a very light blush. There are a bigger selection of colors in this, so there might be colors that could suit a wider variety of skin tones than the bronzer could. But I feel like this does exactly what I want a blush to do. It gives me some like light, natural color that kind of brings life to my face. And it has a sheen to it, which I find to be the most natural finish for a blush because my cheeks aren't just like totally matte. Isn't that nice? I like that. I've also been wearing the Pure Nude highlighter for a little while, and this I also really like. It is a very like glow from within type of glow, like a sheen that you just see when it catches the light. It's not like stark white. The base of it like blends into my skin tone. And I feel like it looks quite natural. This I could even imagine being the type of product, you know how like Hourglass markets some of those like ambient lighting powders as being under eye powders that are supposed to like give your skin a glow to it. I never really used those as that, but I feel like this is almost like that same type of thing. Can we? Is this dumb? Am I highlighting my under eyes? Okay, maybe I just highlighted my under eyes. But also maybe that looks kind of nice. I feel like this like under eye line is a little bit more emphasized. But maybe it does look kind of nice. If you've used those before, let me know. Is this the kind of thing that it does? I feel like that added like a little bit more like life and brightness. Maybe I'm just gonna start wearing this all over my face. Okay, back to the eyes. Let's talk about the eyeliners again. As I said before, I've really been enjoying these. These are the 3 swatches. I would say this like champagne-y one is definitely the most subtle. The purple packs the most punch. The green is somewhere in between. And I have a green Danessa Myricks, so actually I'm going to swatch that next to the green so we can look at the difference. Really similar. I feel like the Danessa Myricks one is a little bit more shifty. You're seeing more of this like yellowy brown base, but I feel like the green in the forefront, like the green shine, is pretty damn similar. And these Danessa Myricks ones, first of all, they don't last that long. I used up one of these in like 6 months, and I feel like I didn't even use it every day. And using up an eyeliner that quickly is just kind of like absurd to me. I liked it enough that I repurchased it, but in contrast, this is like, I think $4. And Ulta often has sales on the drugstore items. I think I'm gonna do the purple for this look though, and we'll see how it goes on. Look at that. That's like exactly what I want. It glided on, so creamy, and gives like this really nice like sparkle on the waterline. I'm so happy I decided to buy these because when I first saw the reviews, I was like, oh, I really don't want to spend money on like I can so clearly imagine a really like chalky, does not glide eyeliner. I've had so many of those in my days that like you buy an eyeliner, you put it on, and like it does nothing to your waterline. But I'm so glad I did take the chance and I bought those because I've really been enjoying them. Okay, now we're on to Operation Can I Put a Color on My Lower Lash Line Without the Fallout Messing Up My Makeup. I'm gonna try this lavender that has a little flamingo on it. Huh. Like it went on. I'm feeling a little bit justified with what I was saying about the crease, because as I was putting on that crease color, I felt like my words were being a little bit dramatic, but I feel the same way about this lower lash line. Usually when I put on a lower lash line, it kind of fluffs up the space a little bit more than this one did. Like it's not bad, it didn't give me a ton of fallout, but it didn't do anything other than go down exactly right in the center of where I put it. You know what I mean? So this time I'm putting it on a little bit more generously, a little bit lower, because I already got that right against the lash line spot covered. Okay, and this is fine. It's fine. Do you see what this liquid eyeshadow is doing? It's been on for maybe 10-15 minutes. That looks so bad, and it like ate away all of the other things that I had underneath it. Oh, I hate that. It's funny, when I had bought this stuff, I bought some of the things from Ulta. They were having a promotion that was like $10 off your $40 pickup order, and I wanted to buy like a little sample of the Billie Eilish perfume, or like the little, like the smaller vial. And then I was like, let me just buy a couple of the Essence things to get to the $40 so I can get the $10 off, and then the other things I'll order from the Essence website. And it occurred to me that I should buy the things that might be more of a wild card from Ulta so I could return them if I didn't like them. So like I did buy this from Ulta, and I think I might return it. And I bought these eyeliners from Ulta because the reviews made them sound that they were bad. But I wish I bought this from Ulta because this, I'm like offended. I'm offended by it. And normally when I'm like filming, even if it's more like experimental makeup, like makeup I wouldn't have put on if I wasn't filming, I'll leave it on for the rest of the day. I like walking around with my, funky little makeup on. I can't wait to get this feeling off of my eye. It's not about like the look of it. It's about the feeling. Okay, lashes are curled. Let's try out this big boy. I'm a little bit intimidated. It definitely has like gunk at the end, so I'm gonna wipe that off. And it has like a hair on it. Okay, normal. It feels very wet. It definitely coated like all of my eyelashes. And sometimes with these big wands, it's harder to get my lower lash line covered without like being messy, but that did go on pretty nicely. I did a little second dip. I think that's nice. It's very like, I feel like my my main black mascara that I've been using is this Tarte tubing one. And this one's like very long spidery lashes, and I feel like it goes like straight out. And this one really feels like, you know what I mean? Maybe that's the nature of it being the bigger brush, that it's coating the outer lashes more than it's coating the inner lashes. And because this one I think is a smaller brush, yeah, it's like a skinnier brush, it's easier to coat like the inside of it also. Just my little theories. Ow. All right. That sucked. In its defense, I do that sometimes, and it sucks every time. Okay. All right, my first impression of this mascara is it's pretty good. It's giving me like enough drama, not a ton. It's giving me less drama than this like Tarte one does, but this one gives me like almost too much drama. It did feel very wet, but I feel like you can't totally judge a mascara from the first time using it, because it does kind of like morph and change as it dries out a little bit. So yeah, it doesn't feel like my new favorite mascara off the bat, but I'm going to keep using it and see if my relationship with it changes at all. Still a little messy under there, but that's okay. Okay, and now finally for the lips, this lip mask, I've had it on since I put it on. It feels fine. It's very thin. I think I do prefer... So I'm someone that pretty much only uses lip balm for when I'm sleeping, and when I'm sleeping I do like to put on a thicker lip product. Like the Fenty one has been my go-to for a long time. A year and a half, almost 2 years. I could imagine the thinness of this one being someone's like ideal daytime weight, but during the daytime I usually just don't have lip balm on. Either I have like makeup on and I have a lip product on, or I don't. And if I do put a lip balm on, I have like a Rare Beauty clear one that I do. So it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe the lip balm off. Normally this is where I'd put on a lip liner, and I still could put on a different lip liner, but I feel like since we're mostly doing Essence products, I'm just gonna go right in with this and see how it looks without a lip liner. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that scent. It smells slightly chemically. I feel like I unleashed it when I put it on, and it just smells kind of like it smells like chemicals. Like a lip product that smells like chemicals. The color of it is okay. I feel like this would have been my ideal color at some point in my past, but I've really been avoiding anything peachy on me recently, and this feels like a very peachy lip product. A lip liner that doesn't have peachy could balance out that tone, and maybe I would get wear out of it that way. I do feel like the texture of it is very nice. It's a very like, I would say it's like a natural matte or like a satin matte. It doesn't even say on it what it's supposed to be. I'm not gonna wear it for 6 hours. I'm curious if it actually is long lasting. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is okay also. I think if it was a color that's more me, I'd probably be more likely to wear it, but the color doesn't feel very me, and because of the smell of it, it just feels kind of like cheap. I don't know. So here's my face of a lot of Essence products. I think my favorite thing is definitely the cheeks. I was going for like, you know, all kind of glowy products giving me like a very natural glowy cheek. And I do think that that came to fruition, and I like that. The eyes from a distance, I feel like it makes a nice effect. I don't hate the look of the look, but I do dislike the actual look, and I disliked the experience of putting the look together. So I would say definitely stay away from this liquid eyeshadow. I would say the eyeshadow palette I don't really recommend. I think maybe if you were, you know, making a little gift bag for a 12-year-old who wanted to play with makeup, then like fine, this is like cute and bright. But I think if you are an adult with like a robust makeup collection, this isn't going to be adding anything to your collection. The contour I would only recommend during those really specific circumstances that I mentioned before. If your skin tone is more of a depth match with this and your undertone can support more of a grayish color for contour, then it seems fine, but for me, it just doesn't really match my complexion, and it's not the most blendable. Mascara, jury's kind of still out about this. It seems alright from my first impression, but it's not something I'm super excited about. Lip product, kind of chemically smell, not super excited about it. Lip mask, not super excited about it. Okay, the things that I am excited about, I do like the nail polish. I do like the cheek products, but big disclaimer on the bronzer. If you're not my skin tone, if you like a more dramatic bronzer, it's not going to work for you. But there are more options for the blush, so they could work for a wider range of skin tones. And the highlight, I feel like this could be pretty versatile for people within my range. And then the bronzer would probably work for you if you're more of like a medium to deep skin tone. And then these eyeliners, I'm super excited about these eyeliners. These are like my co-favorite hit along with the cheek products. A great deal cheaper than my Danessa Myricks. Goes on super nice and creamy. Don't expect the duochrome effect, but do expect a nice, creamy, shiny waterline, and you'll be happy. I hope they come out with more colors of these too, especially since they're so new. But then I'm nervous that they won't because the reviews aren't that positive. I should be a person that writes reviews. I never do. I never write a review on anything, but I have a lot of opinions. So I probably should write a review on Ulta and be like, no, these are actually good. Okay, there you have it, my first ever review of a bunch of Essence products. If you have tried Essence, let me know if you have a favorite product that I haven't tried, or if you've tried any of these, if you have opinions on them. I would love to hear that. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you will give me a like, subscribe. I also have a Patreon where I randomly select eyeshadows and I do a couple looks with those random palettes, so if you're interested in that, I'm gonna have that link down below. Either way, thank you for being here, and I will see you very soon. Bye.